Hi, welcome back. Today on part two of host-based attack, we'll be talking about SMB exploit, where we can exploit SMB. In our previous video, if you check through our channel, you will find out that we have SMB, uh, how to enumerate SMB. You do enumeration. But in this case, we want to talk about SMB exploit. We want to exploit what the result of our enumeration have been or could be in any case we find ourselves. So without any further ado, let's dive in. We'll be talking about SMB review, like we're going to talk about SMB, what is all about. Though we have talked about it earlier in our previous video on SMB, right? So we'll just do an overview, then we'll do a practical demonstration how to exploit, and we are going to list the tools we used in this case. So what exactly is SMB? We said that SMB uses port 445 of the TCP. That is, we have UDP, we have TCP. One is connection oriented, which is TCP, and we have connectionless oriented, which is the UDP. Also, however, what SMB does, it use is a network sharing protocol. You can use it to connect your printers, your serial ports to between computers and your local network. When you send a data from your system. Let's say you want to print something to your printer. All those processes they go through SMB, the server message block. And we have Samba. Samba is an open source implementation of SMB on Linux system, and it is used for the same procedure. Again, there are two types of authentication on SMB. We have the user and the share. User authentication, where you authenticate yourself as a user, and the share, in user authentication, you use both password, you use username. In shares authentication, you use just the password to be able to have access to is going to act like authentication to someone that is authorized to do a particular thing. Though it might be, let's say, in a circle, we have a rank circle, but not everybody in that rank circle have the ability, right, to go into the middle of the circle, which is the radius. So for you to do that, you need a password. That is how shares work. So we'll talk about PSSX. This actually is um, and like auxiliary share, or let's say payload that is on Metasploit. You can find it on the auxiliaries on Metasploit, where you can use to identify legitimate account. You can use to perform a share login, a Metasploit share that will connect both the server, the attacker rather, and the victim, where you can do like a remote execution. Let's say you have a remote channel into this SMB, and you're able to list the users on the data, the various scenario. This is how PS executive work, execution rather. Is like an execution. So what we do in this case, in our next video, we'll talk about we'll talk about internal blue. Internal blue is a vulnerability that was so loud in 2017 that affected so many systems, and it was used to perform a ransomware attack for about thousands of systems. So Don't worry, over time you will learn how to use the eternal blue, how to remediate your environment against eternal blue, and how to perform, how to exploit the eternal blue vulnerability. But let's continue with SMB. So these are the tools we are going to use. We'll use map, the Metasploit relative to peace sec, and we use map also, in anything we want to do majorly, we use mmap for the scanning to give us the service scan, the information we need, and to do a lot of enumerations really. So let's go into the practical demonstration of SME. So let's go. So in this case, this is our lab, and this is what we'll be using for the practical demonstration. So this is the target IP address, right? And what we need mmap for really is for recognition, or let's say enumeration, to be able to enumerate the target. So once we do this, this can give us information of what step to take next. So this is a service scan and a deep scan to be able to to do like a fingerprinting. Yes. So you can see in our results here, we have SMB, sign enabled but not required. We have SMB security mode, detection performed, you know, mmap is open to any correction or any addition you want to give them. So that is why you will see report any incorrect results, right? So in this case, we have SMB as the host with result we will got him. So what do we want to do? We'll go to our Metasploit and we'll launch our Metasploit. Yes, so we have in Metasploit version 5.0.101. We have exploit 2052. We have auxiliary, and we are using the auxiliary this time. So we do use auxiliary scanner SMB 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 login. Yes, so we do check our options. So in these options, we have the R port, which is 405. That is for SMB, right? So we are not changing that. Then the list. We have a whole lot of information we need to set here. We set the user pass. If in our previous video, we learned how to do a brute force. So brute force, we we dump the username and password using Hydra, right? But in this case, we have a presumed known username and password. So that is what we are going to use in this case. So let's set our arrows, which is our victim's IP address. Set arrows. Set arrows to our IP address. We set user. We set username, SMB user. to admin, because we presume in this case, this is a lab, right? But in a case that you don't have the admin username or you don't have any information about the login, you can apparently do a brute force attack. But in this case, we assume the administrator is the user. We set SMB, we set SMB password to be, yes, so set the password, yes, and that's been done. We can just check our options again and see what is in there. Can you see? We've set the password, the user, the port, which is the 445 related to SMB, right? And we have our host, which is our attack victim IP, and we set verbose mode. Okay, we need to set verbose mode to be false so that it will not keep sending requests. Yes. This time we can continue to do run or exploit or whatever. Success. Can you see we have a success connection execution completed? But this is not where we're going actually. We're actually going to use, let's search for PSX. Oh, something is wrong here. Oh. Yes, can you see we have a list of what we can do with this PowerShell execution, that is PowerShell. So we need to use one of this related to SMB. SMB, our SMB admin execution command, SMB WMI. Oh, wow. Yes, in this case, we'll use SMB. Rather, sorry. In this case, we are going to use the PowerShell execution with trying to clear this execution Windows SMB. Yes, so we use the options. We need to set, we'll check what we need to set here. Okay. The same way we did for others, for the SMB scanner. So in this case, we want to do a remote connection with to the PowerShell. So in this case, we need to set the way we set for Metasploit, the same way we need to set for this particular auxiliary. So we do set the arrows, we set the verbose mode and user and the password. So can run or you can do exploit, any of the two. Section is opened, connected successfully. So, can do ipconfig. This is not this particular software, right? System, sorry, but it's giving us information of the attacker system. Did you get? We've already connected via a version through Metasploit into a particular SMB shares. What can we do again? Can do a series of things here. You can list a different thing, just play around, because this is not an executive command. This is just for the fun of it, right? So different command we can execute using, now we are connected fully. So we can check for directories, see what rights does this particular person have? Does he have the read rights and execute permissions? Does he have just the read executions, the read only execution? You see, then you have to see the list of directories. Yeah, we can do shell. So we can do create directory, change directory, server. No, yeah, we have already completed um the access. What we want to do with it is what matters. Yeah, if you want to delete a file, upload uh an executable, you want to upload you want to do you want to do persistency. You want to stay on this particular system. Maybe you want to upload a remote code as a good malware, or you want to upload a ransomware. You want to do a whole lot of things. You can do it from here. It is as easy as that. Since you'll be able to log in, have access, and the lot. That's the beauty of it. So that is our practical demonstration, and this. Thanks for watching. Sorry.